Hi guys, Stephanie Kojek here and welcome back to the second video in our Journeying Deeper with Spirit Animals series. Today we are going to be journeying deep into the messages that the tiger holds for humankind through oracle cards. If you haven't already checked out the Spirit of the Tiger guided meditation on my channel, the link will be in the description box below for you to tune in and connect and get to know this beautiful spirit animal a little bit deeper for yourself before we begin, or straight after you watch this video. To begin, I'm going to take you through a short meditative connection process in order to ground and center your energy and open your heart and mind to the messages that the tiger holds for you. Then we'll go straight into choosing which card in this connected state is right for you. So to begin, find a comfortable position, cross-legged or laying down, it's up to you, where you won't be distracted. Close your eyes, roll your shoulders back and down, making sure the spine is nice and tall and head is balanced gently. Begin by taking in a conscious breath, allowing the air to expand the stomach, the lower chest and the upper chest. Allowing a full expansion of the abdomen and then letting go. Allowing all the muscles to soften. And again, breathing in, noticing the gentle expansion in each of these areas. Like filling up a glass of water from the stomach all the way to the upper chest. And then releasing with a beautiful, slow exhale. As you continue to breathe and center all of your energy deep into your body by focusing on the breath, we will now call upon the spirit of the tiger by following and repeating these words to yourself. I call upon the divine spirit of the tiger. I thank you for being here with me, sharing your guidance, inspiration, and wisdom. Again, breathing in a beautiful, purposeful in-breath. And with the exhale, slowly opening your eyes and allowing your intuitive nature to draw you to the card that most stands out to you now. Feel free to take a moment to pause the video as we now move on to reveal each card. The first card that we're going to talk about is Drink from the Emerald Fountain. And this card has come to you today, or rather you have chosen it today, because the world is presenting you with countless teachings, tools, practices and resources. And it has become confusing almost. And it can feel as though you have lost your way. But this is not the case. Your intuition is what has brought you to this card and this video, reassuring you that the seemingly turbulent time that you're experiencing is part of your journey. There's a lesson here, a valuable life-altering lesson to connect more deeply with your intuition, which has an infinitely higher and objective viewpoint of your life path and experiences you encounter on this path. Tiger says that through this card, when a sincere seeker is trying to find their way, much help is sent. And it makes sense to be open to receive it. But you may often question the guidance that reveals itself to you, whether or not it's true and genuine or just made up. So the tiger calls you now to refine, sharpen, and deepen your personal connection to your intuitive power. and asks you to remember that within your biology and psyche is an incredible natural ability to sense beyond the physical realm. That the majority of us, especially if we live in the industrial and technological modern world, have had no one to teach us the art of communication with the intelligence that resides within us. So Tiger is prompting me to share with you a story to begin to grow and deepen this understanding for yourself.
Here's the story of Vasilisa. Once there was, and once there was not, a young mother who lay on her deathbed. Her young daughter and her husband sat at the end of the wooden bed and prayed that God would guide her safely to the next world. The dying mother called to Vasilisa, "Here is a doll for you, my love. And here are my last words. Should you lose your way or be in need of help, ask this doll what to do. You will be assisted. Keep the doll with you always and don't tell anyone about her, and feed her when she is hungry. This is my mother's promise to you and my blessing on you, dear daughter." And with that, her breath fell into the depths of her body, where it gathered up her soul and rushed out from between her lips, and the mother was dead. The child and her father mourned for a very long time, but like the field cruelly ploughed under by war, the father's life rose green from the furrows again, and he married a widow with 2 daughters. Although the new stepmother and her daughters spoke in polite tones and always smiled, there was something of a rodent behind their smiles, which Vasilisa's father did not perceive. One day, the stepmother and stepsisters simply could not stand Vasilisa any longer. "Let us conspire to make the fire go out, and then we'll send Vasilisa into the forest to Baba Yaga, the witch, to beg fire for our hearth. And when she reaches Baba Yaga, well, she will kill her and eat her." And they clapped and squealed like things that live in the dark. So that evening, when Vasilisa came home, she was instructed to go into the forest and return with fire. Vasilisa, with innocence, agreed and set off. She took her doll with her, and as she walked, she touched the doll, thinking to herself, "Yes, I feel better." And at every fork in the road, Vasilisa reached into her pocket and consulted the doll, asking her whether she should go left or should she go right. The doll indicated yes or no, or this way or that way, and Vasilisa listened to what she felt was emanating from the doll, then reached into her pocket and fed her some crumbs. Now the Baba Yaga was a very fearsome creature. She travelled in a cauldron shaped like mortar which flew along by itself, and she rode it with an oar shaped like a pestle. The cauldron flew through the sky, and Baba Yaga's greasy hair flew behind. Her long chin was curved up, and her long nose curved down until they met in the middle. Even more strange was Baba Yaga's house, sitting atop of huge yellow chicken legs. They walked about by themselves, and sometimes twirled like a dancer. Vasilisa consulted her doll. "Is this the house we seek?" The doll, in its own way, answered, "Yes, this is what you seek." And before she could take another step, Baba Yaga in her cauldron descended upon Vasilisa, and the girl trembled. "Grandmother, I have come for fire. My house is cold. My people will die." Baba Yaga snapped, "Oh yes, I know you. Well, you useless child, you let the fire go out, and that is an ill-advised thing to do. And besides, what makes you think I should give you fire?" Vasilisa consulted her doll and quickly replied, "Because I ask." Baba Yaga purred, "You're lucky, that's the right answer. I cannot possibly give you fire until you've done work for me. If you perform these tasks for me, you shall have fire. If not, well, my child, you shall die." So Baba Yaga rumbled into the hovel and lay down upon her bed, and ordered Vasilisa to wash her clothes, sweep her yard, clean her house, prepare her food, and separate mildewed corn from the good corn, and see that everything was in order. After some time, she would be back to inspect this work. Vasilisa turned to her doll as soon as Yaga had gone. "What shall I do? Can I complete these tasks in time?" The doll assured her she could, and to eat a little and go to sleep. Vasilisa fed the doll a little too, and then she slept. By morning, the doll had done all the work, and all that remained was a meal to be cooked. And that evening, when the Jaeger returned and found nothing undone, she was pleased but not pleased, because she could find no fault. Then, while the Jaeger was smearing her lips with grease from her stew, Vasilisa stood nearby. "What are you staring at?" barked Baba Yaga. "May I ask you some questions, grandmother?" "Ask," ordered the Jaeger, "but remember, too much knowledge can make a person too old too soon." Vasilisa asked several questions, and then, at the end, Jaeger said, "Wouldn't you like to ask more questions?" Vasilisa was about to ask another question, but the doll began to jump up and down in her pocket. So instead, Vasilisa said, "No, grandmother, as you yourself said, to know too much can make one old too soon." "Ah," said the Jaeger, cocking her head like a bird, "you are wiser than your years, my girl. And how did you come to be this way?" "By the blessing of my mother," smiled Vasilisa. "Blessing?" screeched Baba Yaga. "Blessing? We need no blessing around this house. You best be on your way, daughter." And she pushed Vasilisa out into the night. "I'll tell you what, child, here." Baba Yaga took a skull with fiery eyes from a fence and put it on a stick. "Take this skull and a stick home with you. There's your fire. Don't say another word, just be on your way." Vasilisa began to thank Jaeger, but the doll in her pocket began to jump up and down, and Vasilisa realized she must just take the fire and go. She ran for home through the dark forest, following the turns and twists. As she came nearer to the house, her stepmother and stepsisters looked out the window and saw a strange, glowing dancing through the woods. Closer and closer it came. They could not imagine what it could be. They had decided that Vasilisa's long absence meant she was dead by now. Vasilisa advanced closer and closer home, and as the stepmother and the stepsisters saw it was her, they ran to her, saying they had been without fire since she left, and no matter how hard they had tried to start one, it always went out. Vasilisa entered the house feeling triumphant, for she had survived her dangerous journey and brought fire back to her home. But the skull on a stick watched the stepsisters and the stepmother's every move and burnt them, and by morning it had burnt the wicked trio into cinders. And there we have it, the story, with an abrupt ending to kick people out of the fairy tale and back into reality again.
So, to follow your intuition and receive it with clarity, just as Vasilisa did in the story, listen to and act on the inner knowing, which is the same as feeding the doll. So how exactly? When you're presented with information, breathe. Be still for a moment, so important, and feel and notice what's moving inside of you. So find out if the information is uplifting to you, if it feels expansive. Does it resonate with peace in your heart, even though it may move you out of your comfort zone and be challenging? Do you feel inspired to take action and experience the information for yourself? Or on the other hand, that which is not right for you, or perhaps not right for you right now, will feel restrictive and draining. For me personally, a dark fog or haze comes over the information as I see it in my mind, and as I go through the progression of the thought processes of new information. So this signal, I guess, or this intuitive knowing about what's right or what's wrong for you takes discernment, and it takes practice. And over time, you'll begin to notice the natural cues that your body gives you. To refine this intuitive connection, go to the Spirit of the Tiger meditation now and think of it as a coffee date with your intuition, getting to know it a little better through intentionally setting aside a time in your day to connect with it, just like you would if you met a new friend. It will serve you so well for the rest of your days, Tiger says. The second card that we're going to speak about today is the Sisters of the Sun Rising. And if you have chosen this card, it is because you are a highly creative being with the potential to benefit humankind with your unique projects, dreams, products, or even your hobbies. But Tiger says that you've been working alone for too long, and now you have an opportunity for a joint venture or a joint project. It may already be known to you or about to reveal itself to you, so keep your eyes open. And this joint venture or project will result in a great synergy and a finished result that complements the strengths and balances the weaknesses of all the people involved. This is great. And Tiger is encouraging you that it is safe to go forward in this joint endeavour. as long as you remain true to yourself and both parties will remain open to compromise and honour each other's boundaries. Tiger again goes to story for this one, to firmly root it in your mind in a way that encourages you to take action. For the tiger knows that our brains have evolved over long periods of time with storytelling as the core unit or way of learning. So this story takes place deep in the jungle.
Once upon a time in a jungle lived two good friends, the monkey and the elephant. One day, an unusual quarrel broke out between the two about what was better. While the elephant advocated it was better to be strong, the monkey was adamant that being fast and agile was better. Unable to resolve the matter, they headed up to the wise owl and posed the same question to him. The owl promised to answer the question provided these two undertook a challenge. Far away across the river, there was a tall tree and a golden fruit hung from it. It was next to impossible to get that fruit from the tall tree, but the owl would answer the question once he had the fruit. So the monkey and the elephant set out on their journey to bring the fruit to the wise owl. When the monkey reached the banks of the river, he realized that the river was too deep for him and the current too strong. The elephant saw his friend and asked the monkey to climb on his back, and together they crossed the river. When they reached the tree, the elephant tried to knock the fruit from the branch by banging against the tree, but the tree was too big and wouldn't budge. So the monkey climbed up the tree and plucked the fruit. When he climbed down, he sat on the elephant's back, and they reached the wise owl. The owl then asked them, "Of the two of you, who brings this fruit to me?" The monkey said he did because he had plucked the fruit from the tree, and the elephant said he did because he helped the monkey get to the other side of the river. The wise owl at this point stopped the argument and said, "Each one of you have your abilities and strength. Individually, they are not very effective, but collectively, as a team, you have achieved the impossible, all because you used your strength at the right time to do the right thing."
Tiger knows how it feels to work alone, as there is no pack support in its species like the other big cats we see, like lions. So over many years they have evolved the skills and tools required to hunt and kill prey alone. And Tiger says that, like it, you have had much success in solitary work, but now it is time to emerge with a partner or a team and expect to do things you could have never yourself, giving you courage and joy as together you multiply your skills, just as the elephant and the monkey. And not just your skills, but your output and financial return. It's a time of great collaboration for you, so just remember that as you're coming through the next weeks and months. Be open to these opportunities of collaboration that will present itself to you. And if it already has, now's the time to say yes and get to work. The final card that we're going to talk about today is the Sacred River Yangtze. And the most impressive characteristic of a river is the power of water flowing in a definite direction. In Jungian psychology, it elegantly depicts the river as the flow of life and the power of goal orientation, that is, moving consistently towards one direction. So if you've chosen this card, it is because it is mirroring back to you a current strengthening of the direction and momentum of your life path. It can feel like it's actually taking a long time to see any results of your action and dedication in your life. And this is depicted in the card by the actual river Yangtze. It is a huge river in China, and its span stretches over 6,000 kilometers. But from the soul's perspective, everything is happening on time, regardless of your idea about it. And the seeming roadblocks and obstacles that you have faced are in fact being intelligently orchestrated to get you exactly where you need to be with the exact understanding you need to thrive in this place. If you got there straight away, you wouldn't have any of the knowledge and the skills in order to stay there and thrive and, I guess, remain in this elevated stage of your progression. You wouldn't be able to handle it. You wouldn't have the skills. You'd fall back. So, as the river Yangtze flows, It picks up along its way sediment that eventually, after its long journey across China, reaches the sea and is literally dumps out nutrients for the sea life to feed upon. And this is you. You are the river, moving, flowing in constant flux, heating rocks, vortexing and picking up the skills and information and knowledge and wisdom that you would take with you to the sea, the next phase of your life progression, whether that be a new job, opening a business, having a child. All of this is literally used in the next progression of your life stage. And all of it is so vital to becoming the very best partner, mother, boss, school captain, inventor, YouTuber, whatever it is. It could be 1,000,001 things. Whew, gotta slow down with this one, it's really exciting. Okay, so also the element of water that we see in this card is in the guided meditation with the tiger because it is a subconscious symbol of purification. In the meditation, tiger leads you to her sanctuary and you immerse yourself fully in water. And there's so many ancient myths and legends refer to water as a place of renewal. So while immersed in the water, tiger encourages you to notice your thoughts in regards to unworthiness or lack of resources to achieve your goals. And they're not surfacing to hinder your progress, but rather to bring your awareness to them, because without awareness, they will always remain blocks and never turn into stepping stones. So go to the meditation as always after this reading and allow yourself time in that state to become aware of the blocks and the thoughts, the beliefs that you are thinking and that are limiting you. It's really important to become aware of them. And because you have pulled this card, it is also important more than ever before to take good care of yourself spiritually, physically and mentally. Tiger, with eyes that see and ears that hear, knows that self-care is such a vital part of this process, especially since you're about to powerfully accelerate. You will need the skill, yes, the learned skill of being able to rejuvenate and take time out. So take a step back from mass consciousness more than ever before, TV, social media, and dive headfirst into practices that nourishes you rather than distracts and drains your willpower and your energy. This is an indescribably vital skill if you're going to attain any sort of self-mastery in your field or in your personal life. And be gentle, Tiger says, in this rapid path and evolution towards your next upward spiral. You're going to need all of the wisdom and all of the energy reserves that you can muster up for this one. It's going to be a great, exciting time of prosperity, productivity, and joy and fulfillment. And it is truly going to be everything that you have envisioned it to be. So, enjoy. Okay guys, we've come to the end of this oracle card reading with the spirit of the tiger. Don't forget to comment down below which card you've chosen, and as always, what is the main core action step that you are going to take into your life and start utilizing today, and not allow information like this to just sort of wilt away and be inspiring for a day or two and then just forget about it. As always, don't forget to give the tiger a little bit of love and give me a little bit of love by liking and subscribing. And until I see you again in the next one, guys, just know that you are so loved and protected and guided in this journey, and I'm with you and I'm backing you up all the way. So I'll see you then, guys. Bye.